Okay, so where have we got to? Well, turbocharger's off. Been repairing an awful lot. Turns out we've got a brand new motor with a brand new head, which is fantastic. And we've got ourselves some Nissan engine mounts and gearbox mounts. And down here, this was loose, so I had to smash out the interference fitting on the bottom of it and heat it up and put it back into place. And yeah, seal the bottom of it. I replaced the slave cylinder because that was absolutely stuffed. Put a new seal on the distributor because it was leaking out the side of the head. I've just given the Dizzy a quick clean and a quick polish just so it looks nice. Just about to replace the cap and the rotor. So the turbocharger's off. I had to take the turbo manifold off to get to this to stop the oil leak. While that was all out, I also resealed the upper sump and the lower sump as well and cleaned it all out. Got all the oil out of it, and I also dropped the gearbox, transfer case and engine oil, so that's all been removed. The master cylinder was also absolutely stuffed, so I took that out and replaced it with a new one, which is down in here. So there's a brand new master cylinder residing down there now. That was a pretty nasty job. Got the lower arm off on this side. Brakes are all off, all four corners. They've gone out to get rebuilt. They're back from rebuild here. So they're all like brand new again. New seals, new pistons for the front and the rears. I actually bought brand new rears. Turbocharger and downpipe off. Got our new wheels for it. My radiator set up and doing that side as well. So a bit of progress. Just been slowly taking away on it. Okay, while I was taking everything apart, I noticed that our steering rack end is absolutely stuffed. See, it's got a nice split in the boot, and there's a even nicer one on the other side. So we'll have to pull that out and replace that. So we'll do both sides at once. I've always put into practice that if you're going to do one side and it relates to your steering or your bushes, always do the opposite side as well. Okay, it looks like we're going to have to change the CV boot as well on the inner because that's stuffed. So we'll have to pull that out. Okay, and I originally removed this bottom arm because the ball joint had a hole in the boot, as you can see there. Nice big hole. So I took the arm off to replace it, but then just thought I'll replace the whole thing with a new one. Okay, so we've started collecting all the parts, and I've actually installed some of them already, but I thought I'd run down a few bits and pieces. So it's a new hydraulic slave cylinder for the GTI-R, which needed to be replaced. We've got a new rotor cap for the distributor. We've got a new distributor cap. We've got some Super Pro rear bottom control arm bushes which have been fitted up, and two brand new rear control or lower control arms with the ball joints fitted, the new ball joints. We've got some sway bar link ends, some brand new ones, a couple of brand new exhaust gaskets. We've got some brand new rack ends, steering rack ends. The injectors have come back high flow, cleaned, reconditioned. Just give the outsides of them a paint up before I put them back in the rails. New rocker cover gasket kit with rubber pieces to go around the outside. Some exhaust gasket sort of replace it when we refit the exhaust. And in here are brand new rear brake calipers So the car's definitely getting a birthday. Lots of new bits and pieces going on, and hopefully that should just make it fly through its warrant of fitness. So it'll be legal for the New Zealand roads again shortly. So I'll start fitting everything up. So, bought these brand new calipers. They're for a P10 Primera. Very pretty to replace the rears. So this bit here is incorrect. This is the bracket that attaches the caliper to the hub, and that's your handbrake bracket. So that's incorrect as well. So I've gone and painted up the old one off the old rear brakes. Got it all ready to go on. There goes the rebuilt fronts as well that I've just finished, just letting them dry, get everything reassembled. So I will pull this one off and replace it with this one, and we'll be ready to fit to the car. Brand new rear brakes. G'day everyone, thought I'd just update you on the Purple Gtir that I've been restoring for about 6 months now. So originally I got it, it hadn't run since 2009, it was running on 2 cylinders, didn't have these nice flash wheels on it, it was covered in dust. It had a lot of issues, all of the engine was oxidised, it needed a lot of stuff replacing, rats had got into it, eaten some of the wiring. They'd also eaten the bottom CV boot as well, but that was alright. I got it back and went about tearing the whole thing apart, jumped underneath it, replaced the lower control arms, the ball joints, the steering rack ends, replaced the lower under sway bar ends as well with new ones, and yeah, did a whole bunch of wiring in it, cleaned it all up, got the injectors high flowed and cleaned. Repolished all the aluminium in it, took a lot of the motor and engine bay apart, took the whole bottom of the engine out, confirmed it had forged pistons in it, and resealed the whole bottom of the motor so it wasn't leaking oil everywhere. Redid the radiator system, put new spark plugs in it, compression tested the motor, make sure it was all sweet, and took the rocker cover off and put your rocker cover gasket on it and re-lubricated all of the cams, and just made sure everything was in order in there, and checked all the shim tolerances, made sure they were all nice and tight. Replaced the steering wheel, did some wiring inside the car. Just did an awful lot of work on the whole thing. So now it runs, it drives, it boosts, it goes really well. Really happy with it. It still needs a tune. Still running the stock airflow meter with the big turbo on a blow-through system with a chipped ECU, but chipped ECU is actually a really good one that can be reused, and you could easily put an R35 MAF into this and retune the chip and make it go really, really well. Had to adjust the coilovers in it because it was sitting too low. Put these nice BBS wheels on it, with brand new tyres as well, so she still needs a steering alignment. Still a bit of a project. The rails are a little bit dented on the underside, they need to get fixed up. It needs a new driver's seat. It's got an aftermarket seat in it, but one of the sides is broken, unfortunately. And that's probably about it for a warrant of fitness and a rego. It's all certified for everything that's done for it, so it's a really solid car. Really happy with the results. It's a midnight purple, not that you can really tell in this video, but the paint is a midnight purple, and it shines in the sun. It looks really good. The body's super straight. There's not a dent on it. It was fully panel and painted just before it was parked up in 2009, and it's a beautiful car. Really, really beautiful. Didn't really want to sell it, but unfortunately it's just the circumstances that I'm in. It needed to go. Unfortunately I got injured by the big V in the old arm to stop this whole COVID thing. And yeah, it's really set me back. I've been injured at home for about 3 months now with severe chest pain. Um, the whole left side of my body went numb. The vision in my right eye is now completely blurry. Got something called POTS disorder now, so whenever I try and stand up and sit down, my heart rate goes up and down and through the roof. Um, yeah, I've been to the cardiac emergency department in the hospital many times, and yeah, this is all in New Zealand. It's been pretty scary. No one knows what's wrong, but it's just the cards that life has dealt me, and I kind of just have to roll with it, unfortunately. So, not sure I'll be working on too many gti-rs in the immediate future. I'm just working on my health. But yeah, I'm very fortunate to have very good friends. Steve Lamb, who came and helped put this car back together when the turbocharger and stuff was still off it when I was sick and couldn't do anything but lie there and watch him, which was a bit demoralising. But yeah, he got it back together for me and got it running and driving, and I really appreciate that. That meant a lot. And my friend Paul Hansen, who had a look at the ECU and made sure the tune wasn't too far out of whack. So yeah, appreciate that. Like